Alrighty.
You got it.
Greetings. Let's drink too many spirits while we talk about too many spirits. It's too many spirits. Say your line, biatch.
This is the show where we drink our drinks and read your spooky ghost stories.
Hey, we're filming 4 episodes. We filmed all 4 tonight.
Yeah, we did.
So obviously we were normal, but now we're fucking Kentucky Fried, baby.
As always, we'll be enjoying yet another tasty beverage prepared by our cocktail maestro, Stephen Lynn.
And because we just had enough this season, we brought in an actual cocktail maestro who happens to be my pal.
My friend too, by the way.
Shut your mouth.
My friend too.
Mr. Ricky Wang.
Boys, what do we got tonight?
Alrighty, episode 4.
You know, I think you guys should race for this next one. I know it's not a competition, but...
Race?
That's right.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You were so excited for that.
All right, here we go. Episode 4. My man in front of the camera with me, Ricky
Why do
Wang.
you keep slapping?
Not a competition. Don't worry too much about it. Look, we're both like
At an even pace.
in terms of skill level at things.
Yeah.
One of us has more sex appeal, obviously.
Hey, Ricky, when you're bartending, does it often feel like a race?
Yeah.
Be right back. You answer that question.
What the fuck?
He's probably going to do some power
it often
stances
does
over
feel
there.
like a race just because when you work at a busy bar,
Yeah.
so many people need drinks, so you're racing against time.
But the faster you do it, the more tips you're gonna get, the happier people are gonna be.
That's right.
I swear, people notice when you work fast, I'm like, ah, and people have been waiting 5 minutes, they're like, you're doing great. It's like, thank you.
Oh, my.
Oh.
You might want to put the tag back.
How am I supposed to compete with this?
You're going to be competing against Aladdin.
And it's not a competition. We're just having a friendly bartender race.
A race is the very definition of a competition, but
Yeah.
So, this is a classic drink called the New York Sour. It's essentially a whiskey sour made with egg whites with a red wine float that we are using from Bright Cellars.
right.
I'm so intimidated
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
by the
I'm sorry.
sexiness.
I'll turn it down a little bit. Sorry.
We have a fancy name. Do you want to tell them our special?
Let's say it together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whisky Wonderland.
That's good. I like that.
Teamwork.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Teamwork before the race.
I would never kill him.
no one.
This episode is brought to you by Bright Cellars. Bright Cellars is a monthly wine subscription founded by MIT grads who wanted to help people discover the wines that they love.
MIT grads? That's impressive.
Yeah.
All you need to do is take a 30-second quiz and the algorithm will match you with wines that you love guaranteed.
Ooh.
Look at that presentation there.
Great user experience.
Each personalized wine comes with an educational card that provides serving and pairing tips.
Oh, wow. Okay.
After taking the quick and simple 7-question quiz, we received 6 wine bottles, and the tasting note cards help us determine which wine would be a great flavor to use in this episode's cocktail.
For this episode, we're going to be making a classic New York Sour using flavors of red wine. Reading the profiles, I think we're going to go with the Folk and Fable just because it's a red wine blend aged in whiskey bourbon barrels, so I think it's going to pair well together.
It says pairings, hickory smoked cheddar, slow cooker beef stew, and backyard bonfires.
Do we not pair this perfectly?
Enjoy the convenience of having bottles shipped directly to you without needing to venture out into the grocery store or spend money trying new bottles that might not even match your taste. Plus, get the Bright Cellars Delight guarantee. So if you don't like the bottle in your shipment, Bright Cellars will send you a replacement in your next box.
Bright Cellars is giving Watcher fans 50% off their first box.
That's 6 bottles and a bonus for just $53. So follow our link in the description below to take the quiz and get started today. What a deal.
7 bottles.
Why do you explain how we're gonna make the dish?
You can't keep
Yes.
dishes off his mind.
Dish granted.
So we're going to be using a method called dry shaking, which is shaking egg whites without ice. So you
He's not
properly
even listening to the
emulsify-
instructions. What are you doing?
And you shake without ice to properly emulsify the drink, which gets that foamy, silky egg texture. Pour in here over ice, and we're going to garnish with the chocolate bitters. Are you ready for that?
Absolutely.
Can you repeat what he just said? Just out of curiosity.
Bada bing, bada boom. Drink made, dish granted.
No, you can't.
All right, gentlemen, I want a clean fight. I'm gonna count you down from 3. 3, 2, 1, make.
Make?
Oh, shoot. Nothing lights in. I need a trashy.
All right, looks like Ricky's jumping off to an early lead here as Steven is now re-cracking his egg. And he's really struggling with his form over there.
Nice yolky cocktail over there.
Speaking of yolk, look at Steven's arms.
1 egg white, 2 ounce whiskey. That'll kill the egg. 3/4 ounce lemon.
This is going exactly how we might have predicted.
You're just squeezing it with your hand?
Okay,
No.
missed most of the cut.
That's a sex appeal.
Yeah.
Wait, how are you doing over here? How are you doing here?
I'm doing good.
What are you doing? Can you please stop accosting the other contestant, please?
I'm not accosting anybody.
You're boxing him
Why
out.
are you so good at this? What is wrong with me? Where's the simple syrup?
His drink is 90% yolk. I'm not Rocky Balboa, dude. What the fuck?
Make it.
I can't
Make the
do
drink.
this.
You know, Steven, we just want you to go the distance at this point. Obviously, this race is long gone. But
No, it's not. It's not.
okay, it's not done. Okay. Well,
3/4 ounce lemon juice.
look at that. That is a beauty.
Wait, do you have another lemon?
Can we get a close-up of that
Yeah.
drink there,
Yeah,
Shane?
absolutely.
That is a beauty.
It's a beaut.
Excellent form there by Mr. Wang. Steven, by the way, just restarting his drink for the 3rd time.
And he is tearing apart a lemon with his hands.
he's
Not
tearing
even
apart.
squeezing it. Just
That's
sort of
going to hurt him with the judges, I think.
ripping into it.
Meanwhile, Ricky is now in the finishing stages in terms of just making it look good as it can.
At this point,
Stop talking! I am not a bartender, okay? I admit it. It's been 3 seasons of this, and I have always been bad at this. I don't understand what I'm doing. I don't even know why I'm here. I just drink and like 3 stories from our fans. What are we doing? I have to come out here all in Arcadia to your parents' house and make you guys drinks. I'm stuck here, ashamed by this better looking all I have is nothing anymore.
Shake it! No, shake it, Steven. Come on. Let's root on Steven here as he finishes this off.
chunk, chunk,
I
chunk,
really
chunk, chunk,
can't
like a
let
sports
go,
guy.
Steven. I don't want your patronizing shit.
Steven.
You're too nice. This man is too nice. Okay, why are you even here?
That looks, Steven, that looks
can't
It
really
looks
good.
really good, man.
It looks really good.
I'm out.
Well, that certainly was a show.
The New York Sour, or as we call it, the Whisky Wonderland. They're always so different.
Well, Steven ran off to try and get a lamp in the Cave of Wonders, and we're gonna have Brittany come over here and hand us our
He
drinks
really
instead.
stormed off.
Yeah.
Well, we find ourselves faced with a bit of a cliffhanger here. Will Stephen Lim return for season 5? Seems like there's a lot of questions about our season 5s and who's returning for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Brittany, what do we got to drink tonight? Hey, look, one of those looks like Steven's and one of them does not. Let's do a little rock, paper, scissors again, one last time. Are you ready for it?
I didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't think he was gonna die.
Well, he's dead now. He's dead. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. No, it's shoot, rock, paper, scissors. This is how we've done it the entire season. It's rock, paper, scissors, throw.
Okay.
Rock, paper, nope. Rock, paper, scissors, throw.
Damn it, I thought that would throw you off.
Oh, I knew what you were doing. Thank you, Brittany.
Wait, which one are you picking?
Ricky's. So Ryan's drinking some fresh yolk.
God, that sucks.
How do people often pronounce the L in yolk?
I don't care.
Here we go. Spirit cam. Choochie chachi.
What? You know, it's actually not bad.
I think you might have lucked out on this one.
Holy shit, dude. This is actually really good. I'm really happy with Steven's negligence and just kind of overall inability because right now it really benefited me.
You know, he's not in the chair, but I guess pay him a compliment.
Hey, Steven, if you were here, I'd tell you, you did a good job.
Steven, you did a great job.
But he's not here. Oh well. I'm gonna give this 10 out of 10 spirits.
I give this a 2 out of 10 spirits.
Wow, he really crushed Ricky on this one. Sucks that he's not here. Maybe you should have stayed till the end. That's what happens when you leave the game early.
Okay. It's time to open the sweaters.
If you-
These are gifts from Santa Claus himself.
That's right.
The big bearded guy.
The big man in the red.
Husband of a little lady known as Margaret.
Which
Thank you.
Which one do you want? Jesus.
I don't know who goes first
I'm
here.
a little nervous.
I don't know that either of these is better
Santa's
than-
a naughty guy.
So whatever we're about to show you, handpicked by Santa Claus. Here's what I have.
It's not okay. That looks to be a man's hairy chest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it also looks like he has some ornament nipple piercings too.
And some nice tattoos. I actually like this quite a bit.
Yeah, you're gonna put that on. You're gonna look like fucking Machine Gun Kelly. You're gonna be dating Megan Fox.
And what do you have?
Okay, wow, look at the hairy back on this.
Oh, yeah, that's quite hairy. I suppose that's a tattoo?
In the chest area.
And your nipples are real wide.
really wide and red. Possibly an infection. You might want to get that checked out.
All right, let's get naked.
Yeah, I drive a Harley.
I feel the need to tuck this into my belt to really sell.
Oh yeah, I like that. I could do that too.
You gotta tuck it into your belt to really, that's good. Check this out.
Oh shit, dude.
Wow, your nipples are really out there.
You got saggy teats and I got fucking just,
Well, yours are trying to escape to your pits.
no, they're drifters.
Yeah, they're drifters, all right.
Sing the song. Oh, I'll sing the song. You do the fucking.
Do we have a song?
Yeah. Oh, fucking Jesus, man.
Okay, time to drink some more wine and whiskey.
This comes from use your catharsis _ Raven _ Turbies.
Catharsis Raven.
Nah, dude, it's not.
What are you saying?
They spelled it wrong though.
Catharsis Raven Furbies. Instagram.
When I was a kid, I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house, and they'd always tell me not to use the sink in the basement. So, of course, being an inquisitive child, I decided to use the sink in the basement. Ain't that like a child? Or tell me not to do something, I'm gonna do that.
Don't strangle the squirrels. I'm gonna.
When I ran my hands...
What?
What? When I ran my hands under the faucet, the water dripped tentatively until something came out. But not water.
Blood.
And from the sink slid an entire family of centipedes.
Oh, sure.
Falling into my hands and crawling into my arms and into my sleeves.
Into your sleeves.
Hearing my blood-curdling screams, my mom rushed downstairs, and upon seeing those bitches scurry up my arms, forcefully shook them off me. As soon as they were off and she let me go, I ran back upstairs as fast as my little legs could carry me, bawling my eyes out, only to be greeted by my grandma's sly, "I told you so" grin. I swear I'm still terrified of centipedes 2 days later. LMAO.
2 days later?
2 decades later.
Oh, decades later. So this was a while ago.
It was a long time ago. Granny told you so. You shouldn't have done it. Now you got a bunch of centipedes in your fucking sleeves. Hate to see it.
Well, I think that's a nasty grimgram. I think that's a nasty gram.
She told her not to go in the sink downstairs and she did it.
Yeah, but she's also chuckling about it like an asshole. I think the story is anti-bug.
You like centipedes?
I like centipedes.
You like a human centipede?
I could be convinced. 3 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to rate this, I'll give it a 5. I think it's right down the middle, right down Main Street.
It was initially a 5 for me, but the anti-bug sentiment brought it down to a 3.
Yeah, because you're a weirdo that like centipedes. That was a good throw.
Almost caught on fire.
I
if
wish
it caught on fire, I'd be really thrilled
fucking
for you.
Sick.
This is from Steve Dudas on Instagram. I don't believe in ghosts. Hashtag Shaniac. No one's done this for a hashtag in so long, and I felt like such a fucking asshole when I did it.
Dude.
This is very 2013. But, no, anytime, I don't believe in ghosts, but
Oh yeah, here it
fence
comes.
straddlers. But I had 2 childhood encounters with the same ghostly figure. The first time I saw it, I was looking under my parents' bed for Christmas presents. But the police heard me.
It's 1 o'clock
It's the
in the
Christmas
morning.
police. Suddenly, hanging down over the opposite side of the bed, an arm. Long and thin, with a red and white striped sleeve. Think the severed arm of Waldo. That's actually a good descriptor.
I'm picturing it now, yeah.
Yeah, we know what he looks like, and we know what it would look like if someone dismembered him.
That's true. Yet it's always hard to find him.
Probably even harder to find him when he's in pieces.
Yeah, dude.
An arm, long and thin, with a red and white striped sleeve, looked at me. What can that mean? It was as if the arm, upside down, was trying to perform a sock puppet without the puppet. This is extremely fucked up. This is the most fucked up thing we've ever read.
It's like Reanimator.
This is very scary. The hand moved as if talking, but made no noise. I mean, imagine this. You see a hand, scary. A dismembered hand, who knows what it's attached to, and then it just... That's scary.
It's scary. I hate when you do that.
Then it started to convulse and flap as if laughing at me. The second time I saw the arm, I was looking through my parents' closet where they hid snacks.
Is that like code for something, or?
The arm fell through the coats and shirts at me, silently laughing again. No one else was there. I didn't tell anyone about these 2 events until many years later. This is scary!
What the fuck is this story?
Being in a closet where there was no one else there and suddenly just an arm, ha 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 ha, that's very scary.
I guess so.
I don't like that. That's nightmares. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a 7 out of 10. I wish there was something more than the arm. That's all I'll say.
I don't. What, like a foot?
Like it was trying to find the rest of its human body.
What if on the back end of it was a foot? Like a cat dog situation, but
like
an
an arm foot?
Yeah. Next story. Ryan, take it away. I'm gonna burn this.
Let's go to user cap son hinged. Oh, that's good. As a wee child, my grandmother would often summon ghosts and spirits with her brothers, and sometimes they wouldn't leave.
That sounds like a hereditary grandma. You gotta get rid of that lady because she's gonna put the devil in you.
Well, she'll be gone soon enough. So this one time they had their Ouija board out and were chatting up a ghost when their dad walked in.
No.
To mess with them and make them realize ghosts aren't real, their dad asked the ghost how much money he had in his pocket. And the ghost, or whatever, replied with the correct amount.
Sounds like bullshit.
I don't know.
Oh, this is
don't
classic
know.
us.
I don't know.
This is good.
To date, my grandma has never told me what happened next. And whenever this story is mentioned, she promptly asks us to shut up. Crazy shit. She also once chopped her uncle's ear off, so I don't know, maybe she even got possessed.
You can't be doing that.
I guess she went full Van Gogh on her uncle, dude. That's fucking crazy.
She's plotting, she's plotting, she's plotting. Stay away from that grandma. She's gonna put a demon in you, and you're gonna be the demon king. Long story short, there'll be a bunch of old naked people there. That's how it goes. Maybe you'll kill your sister. I don't know.
That's the plot of one movie.
Yeah, get out of there.
What do you think about this story?
If I'm a funny grandpa,
Yes.
my main goal is to just freak out my grandkids however I can. I fully don't believe in ghosts. I'm just gonna walk
You
in
don't?
there and say,
Well, you don't believe in ghosts?
yeah, can you believe? I'll say it.
That's crazy.
I'll say it. My dog in this fight is not to dig my heels in and say, you're wrong, and I don't believe in ghosts, and now you won't either, he he he. I'm gonna say, what did you say? Did you say $3.16? Why, That's exactly how much money I have in my pockets. Go Star Hill.
Why do you sound like Pennywise?
And then I'm gonna unhinge my jaw. I give that a 7 out of 10. Fun story.
I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10. I like the storytelling aspect of it. I like the guess who.
Next story.
Holy shit, dude.
This is from Corinne Kate Castillon Bocayong. When I was in 2nd grade, my classmates and I decided to play Spirit of the Glass. They seem to be implying that we all know what this means. Spirit of the Glass during recess. Do you know what that is? I've never heard of that.
What the fuck? I knew kickball, but I don't know what the fuck Spirit of the Glass is.
I don't know what that means, but it says one of my classmates got possessed. And then in parentheses, IDK if it was real though, smiley face. And ended up choking one of my friends. The end.
What the fuck?
What is Spirit of the Glass? Sounds
So many
fun.
fucking unanswered questions. Why did this person choke their
It's 2nd grade too. Look, 2nd graders, funniest graders.
How do you even know how to choke somebody as a 2nd grader?
That's the funny thing. Because kids too also like just don't really have control over their facial features. A lot of times they're like, oh, ow, you
They're
know?
like drunk people, yeah.
I think a 2nd grader just be like,
Yeah, with little fucking Animal Crossing hands, dude. There's no fingers on them.
They
So
don't-
how the fuck are they
kids
choking
don't
somebody?
have fingers until 4th grade.
That's crazy.
That's science. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, that's the hardest 10 I've ever given. It's succinct. It tells me exactly what I need to know, except for the entire thing about the Spirit of Glass. I have no idea what that
There's
is.
nothing that it tells you.
Well, it's intriguing too.
I guess.
It's the tip of the iceberg. But sometimes that iceberg is enough to sink the fucking Titanic.
You know what? You've sold me. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
That's too many spirits. Perfect. A perfect story. I'm glad we got one of those in our final episode.
That's good. That's good.
Next story.
All right, this comes from user It's Just Fire Alarms Tumblr. So when I was a kid, my family led a ghost hunting team.
Sounds sick.
Sounds like a good childhood.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds fun.
We normally stuck to public buildings or local abandoned places, but sometimes we got calls to do private residences. One time, we drove out to a woman's apartment for an overnight investigation when I was 15 or 16. To minimize electronic interference with our equipment, everyone turned off their cell phones, removed the batteries. Back when you could easily do that.
Yeah.
But back in the day,
The battery would just be like, thunk. But
That's
nowadays
right.
it's like, what's going on with these iPhones?
so much easier to go off the grid Jason Bourne style back in the day. Now if I want to do that, I gotta smash my phone with a rock.
Yeah, but you could take a snap phone or a flip phone and, you know?
That's true. It was very satisfying.
You know what I'm talking about? The of just snapping a phone in half, Ryan, give it a shot. Be there at 6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, like I'm throwing the burner phone away?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
What was the wrapping motion? Where were you wrapping up?
I wasn't wrapping anything. I had,
Oh.
I had it right here. And, just fucking,
Okay.
and lined them up on the coffee table in the living room. While we were recording our initial EVP, my stepfather asked any spirits present to make a sound. We were greeted with silence. He asked a second time, and suddenly, one of the cell phones, sans battery, began to ring. Unfortunately for the quality of our recording, the woman living there
Yeah.
had the Super Mario Bros. Theme as her ringtone.
Not super scary.
I had to hide out laughing in the hallway for 10 solid minutes. Could you imagine a room full of suspense? You look like your mind was legitimately resetting right there. Very funny. I'm gonna give this one 10 out of 10 spirits.
I give this one a 7 out of 10.
Well, you're stupid.
Next one. This is from Anonymous on Tumblr, which I mean, Anonymous, you gotta expect this one's gonna be juicy as hell. One time my grandma told me she saw ghosts. A lot of grandmas this season, right? Grandma heavy season.
A lot of Meemaw content.
Season of Meemaws. I told her bullshit.
You know, like you talk to your grandma?
And she then proceeded to pretend to be possessed by the devil for like 10 minutes. I would honestly pay to see that.
I would too.
I just sat there and ate more mashed potatoes because what the fuck, Grandma? Anyway, she now denies that ever happened whenever we bring it up.
10 minutes is a long time.
10 minutes is a long, it's one of those things where when people tell stories, they're like,
Yeah.
it happened for like 2 minutes he did that, and you're like, count it out. It wasn't 2 minutes, it was 20 seconds. 10 minutes though, I can see Grandma doing that for 10 minutes.
Or she fucking committed because she's a champ. Sometimes you gotta commit to the bit.
Yeah, champion Grandma.
And I fucking respect that. And for that, I'm gonna give that also 10 out of 10
Oh,
spirits.
you're being a very generous.
What are you gonna give that?
I give it a 10 out of 10. That's a perfect grandma story. I love the grandma bump. You tell a story about your grandma, you're gonna get a 10. It's my new rule. That's a 10. That's a grandma 10. That's too many spirits. Thank you, Grandma. It's time for our final mailbox story.
Oh, I opened up. This is from Mrs. Claus herself.
This has been sent to us by Margaret Claus. I can smell it. It smells like her perfume. What has she sent to us? What has old Mags sent our way?
Well, she sent us a story from user the MILF Collector
Well,
on Tumblr.
he might have collected Mrs. Claus at this point, honestly. If ever there were a MILF.
One time my brother's bookshelf had all the books fly off of it in the middle of the night. I remember waking up because of the noise, thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah, fair.
Then immediately falling back asleep. It was an old-ass house and a kid had died in it.
Oops.
So the kid's ghost was probably jealous that we could read? What? Wait, why does this ghost have to be illiterate? What the
I
fuck?
mean, a kid from like 1820, that kid didn't know how to read. At university, lad, that's where you learn to read.
The basement also looked like it had been where a gorilla with anger issues was held hostage. But that's a story for another time. Weird house. 1 out of 10 stars. I don't recommend.
This is just a story about a bad house.
What the fuck? I gotta say, I don't know why Mrs. Claus sent us this one, but it is certainly strange. I'm gonna have to give it, as the story said, 1 out of 10 stars.
You know what? I'll give this one a 5 out of 10 because I love a weird house with a few weird things about it.
That's that, I guess.
It's been another extremely successful season of
It's
Too
time
Many
to
Spirits.
release all the
It's
stories.
time to release the stories back into the ether. Open up the mighty flame as we commit these stories to hell. We send them to hell. Let's send these stories to hell where they belong. Rot and piss stories. We appreciate you sending them to us, but these stories, as you know, are largely rooted in evil entities, and so we return them to hell. Thank you for watching Too Many Spirits, Ryan. Thank them.
Back to the spirit realm, you motherfuckers! Yeah! Oh shit. Where did that go?
We hope you all have a happy holidays. And boy, tune in for 2022 here on Watcher Entertainment, because it's gonna be a real rodeo. You know what I mean? It's gonna. That's a microphone. Oh, it's gonna be something. Happy New Year, etc. Jesus Christ, 2021 really something, huh? We'll see you next year. Toot toot, etc. Whatever. Bye bye.
That's really burned out quick.
Oh, it really did. Let's burn some more things.